What's your story about a high school crush? My high school crush ended up liberating me from teenage angst and depression. Up until I met her, I was a geeky little kid who liked computers and books more than socializing or sports. I spent a great deal of time being bullied by other kids and as a result had a self-esteem that was terrible. My crush was not only the most popular girl in our class, but also the head cheerleader, and she was the star varsity volleyball and basketball player, and was also our valedictorian. For some reason at some point in our senior year, she decided she liked something about me. I was clueless, until the night when she asked if I could give her a ride home from her part-time job at a local restaurant when she got off at 10 p.m. That night we had a pleasant conversation while I drove her home. When we got in her driveway she asked me if I liked her. Caught off guard I could only lie, I've never thought of you like that, we're just good friends. She replied, well, I really like you. Before I could say anything, she basically attacked me in my car and gave me the most passionate kiss of my life. We dated seriously for the rest of our senior year. Suddenly I was elevated to the cool clique because I was her boyfriend. Even though I wasn't a jock, I got to hang out with them now and go to their parties and they all proclaimed that I was one of them. It was bizarre and surreal. At the same time my nerdy friends from the computer and book clubs were pissed at me because I'd somehow abandoned them. Being with her for those few years repaired my self-esteem issues and made me imagine a bright future. She always told me I could do whatever I wanted in my life and that she believed in me. Nobody had ever told me that before. She really was my savior. Unfortunately there's no fairy tale ending here. We dated for nearly 3 years, through our second year at university. We even talked at times about maybe getting married when we graduated. Unfortunately we went to different universities on different sides of the state. Every weekend during school I drove to see her and stay with her. Finally the distance got the best of us and we started to drift apart. As we approached the end of our second year of school she unceremoniously dumped me for another guy she had met at her school. At the time I was pissed and hurt and for a good year I absolutely hated her guts. But time heals wounds and as an adult nearing 50 years old, I can look back and see why she did it. It's really a wonder we kept it up for 2 whole school years. So where is she? She's been married now for 20 plus years and has 2 teenage sons. She's a stay-at-home mom who has never really had a career, which always struck me as odd because she was so career-driven when we were young. I've also been married for years and have 2 kids of my own. Sometime in our mid-20s we re-established a friendship and we've been close ever since. I attended her wedding and have come to consider her husband a good friend. She also attended my wedding with her husband and kids. She's one of my best friends in the world and the person I count on to be able to share problems and challenges with and get her honest opinion without judgment. When we see each other, which is only once a year or so, we always kiss and hug and our spouses are cool with that. They know we have a history that long predates either one of them. When I was in the hospital a couple of years ago she came and sat next to my bed and held my hand all day so my wife could have a day of rest back home. So that's the story of my high school crush. Not a happy ending like I envisioned when we were together, but still definitely happy.